Hey,
Hello,
hey,
everybody.
hey,
It is the Coco
grandchild.
tapes with a tape.
Yes, it is. With a tape. Finally, a tape. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
just the tape.
And
And
today we are going to talk about death.
we're going to talk about death, yeah, because
Yes,
yeah, it's like there's a what do you call it? The death toll's rising. It feels.
yes, yes.
Felt so in my
Yeah,
family. You felt it in yours. It's
yep,
coming.
yep, yep, yep. Well, as I reminded you about yesterday, or I remember certainly that in general, the death rates go up every fall. And due to many reasons, probably, the life force leaves the body, the sun leaves the Nordic hemisphere, and we know sun is life, um, life giving,
Yeah,
and
basically a little bit is it's like people follow the seasons, right?
yeah,
Also.
exactly, exactly, and like you look if you would have Steinaway now, it's like the fall. It's just time
Mm.
to look inside, stay inside, fix yourself, heal from the summer or for whatever you have, and then move forward. But the problem is, especially in the Western world, and this I learned when I took an education very young in shiatsu massage therapy, and there we had to learn the Chinese medicine, not all of it, but a lot of it. And one thing that I learned then, I was like, what an eye opener besides the meridian clock that runs, 24/7. It was the seasonal clock, of course, like your inner heater system, and it
Okay.
needs to be regulated. It has to be adjusted now. And in Asia or in the eastern parts of the world, I don't say everybody do this, but it's very natural for them. They would go like to a therapist, even a hairdresser would have these therapy massage on the head where you adjust, like from winter, like the cooling system or heater system.
Okay.
In the West, we just walk through life. You're all seasons, not thinking about anything. Oh, here comes the fall cold
No, no, no.
again.
We
Yes,
don't
here.
walk through life. In the West, we trample through life.
Yeah, crawl, stagger along. Yeah. So, it hits people every year, and we kind of excuse it with, oh, yeah, but it's getting cold and there's the season. Like, it's like, it's supposed to be like that. You're supposed, it's okay, you get sick. No, we're not supposed to be sick at all. So, and then people will say, oh, that's because you didn't wear enough clothes or whatever. Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
true. But if you adjust your body, your inner system or your regulator, you can actually walk around in shorts in the wintertime, right?
Okay.
Because you have turned up. You see that. You see people do that. I see that
Yeah.
even in Denmark.
Yeah. In Denmark, you see that a lot,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah. And then and so you can adjust your system, your
Yeah.
radiator, inner heater system, but people
The
don't do it. So
inner thermostat.
exactly. So how do you do that? Well, there's of course things you can take. There's different homeopathic,
Medicine.
yeah, supplements. Yeah, that you can. I don't remember the name. Maybe you can come up with it sometime. I remember because my daughter would be a kid that would like have to wear wool from August. I mean, she would freeze, be cold, cold feet, cold everything, and always get a cold. And she would actually wear wool stockings like from August under her trousers. Crazy. And in August, it's still summer in Denmark ish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she would wear them all the way until maybe April, May. It
Okay.
was ridiculous. And we couldn't shop it because, they're not in the shops yet that early. So but then we went to a therapist, the homeopathic pharmacy, and he said, no, no, give her these small sugar, the chocolates, she would take the small taps.
Yeah.
And within like a week, her inner thermostat was
Would regulate.
activated, you could say.
Okay.
Yeah, it was activated because it was like, yeah, sleeping, I
Yeah.
guess.
That one
And
I'm
she
gonna
never
have to
had,
look up because it doesn't ring a bell right now.
no, no. And she's never had this issue since, you know?
That's
No
fun.
problem, because now she can adjust her body, adjusts to the surroundings and the temperatures. So this is one thing you can do.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would of course always recommend, yeah, you do a detox from the summer, from the fun, from the candy, from the ice cream, and whatever. And that's either by fasting or frequencies or whatever you may find. And you can always ask into this if you want to, if anybody out there wants to ask into it. And then, of course, not, I wouldn't say supplements, but the things, follow the season also when you eat.
Yeah.
Get the beets now, get these different for the blood system, circulation running, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
we opened up by saying that we want to talk about death.
We're doing that now. So to avoid to die this fall, you
Okay.
must you must think like this. I need like
Okay.
taking the car to the shop, right? You do
Yeah.
that. People do that on a bike or whatever twice a year. They should at least, and that's fall
Yeah.
and spring time, right? To
Yeah.
adjust. You take the cabriolet, you put a hard top on. You should do that,
Yeah.
right? To make it to keep it because it's not time for cabriolet.
Right.
In the winter time in the Nordic Northern
Yeah.
Hemisphere. So death. Okay, back to death. Yeah. So death is approaching in the sense that we're dying now after summer. We die a little bit every day. And I just noticed because my daughter's grandma is gonna die within some days. And that of course made me think about also the look on death that we have in the West. We fear death. People, I say we, I don't, but it's to be general. Fear death. We mourn. We're sad. We're worried about death, and so on. And then there's the spiritual side of it. If you have that outlook, you don't. You
Yeah.
actually more or less celebrate death because, whoa, somebody got a freebie. You get
Yeah.
off this crazy place, for some
Yeah,
time
like
at least.
also even in the tarot, the death card when it comes up, it's always about transformation. That's what it is.
Exactly, exactly. So I see it this way: death is you're done. You done your chores, you done your deeds, you done your
Yeah.
contracts. You learn what you decided to learn when you entered this meat suit,
Yeah.
and now you can get to go.
So
And
levels over, next level.
exactly, exactly. Or push repeat if you didn't. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
people,
If you
unfortunately,
fail. Yeah.
yeah, this is just like okay, he or she will not get it this time. Just let
No.
him go. Okay.
You take this one
And
once more.
yeah. And it made me think because we're in another country now. We just left last week for the winter here. And she's in Denmark and we FaceTime with her the other day from the hospital. It's a very short story,
With the
classical
grandma, yeah.
story. Yes, that many unfortunately accept. People get cancer and that's become a normal disease nowadays, not normal.
Yeah.
And so when people like, okay, you got cancer, it's too much, you got cancer in the whole body, you're gonna die, and people accept it. What I don't like that part because it's BS, but okay, that's a fact. Many live in that way of accepting these diseases. Anyway, what I noticed with her is she's a very strong woman. She's also a bit obese, but anyway, she was very, even though she had morphine and they give her a lot of morphine, she was very clear headed and very like, she'd come to peace with the situation. She went to the hospital like 2 days before, felt bad. Hospital, they opened her up, said, "Uh-oh, the cancer spread. You have 2 days." She's
Okay.
now on her third day, though, by the way. And so she's holding on for something. I'm not sure what. This is what I see. When people don't leave the body, even though they're called, they're terminated more or less from the
Yeah.
system. Some people still hang on. And I guess this is because there's something, they need closure for something or with somebody in the physical realm. Because
Yeah.
as we spoke about this morning, we can also do this in the non-physical world. You can get closer and you can communicate with the spirits that has left the meat suit, the body.
Yeah.
It is possible, and the distances no, it doesn't matter. So this is we're gonna jump now. I mean, maybe that's gonna be another tip as we talked about. It costs money to die. It costs money to live. It costs money to get be born. It costs money to
Yeah.
get divorced.
Everything
It
costs
costs money
money.
to get married. All
Yeah.
this stuff, that's actually very natural, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason we get to
909
pay.
on the timer, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, death. So that was, yeah,
Yeah,
death
but
is
but
not.
anyways, but it's true, and mostly the really essential points in life where we emotionally get really challenged are the times that many times the governments and stuff like that and institutions come in and really drain us even more financially and stuff like that, right?
Mm, mm,
That's a
mm,
that's a really hard part. Anyways, I just to chip in on the last minute here. I I I was quite happy actually with because I had two deaths just recently in my family and really nice,
mm,
lovely people. And
mm,
it was like a very heartening to see also that they like went in their sleep. It was like, they just went to bed in the evening and never woke up again. So it was
mm,
like
mm,
and at first you're like, oh no, no, why did you go and stuff like that. And the next
mm,
thought was like, oh well, they really deserve to go that way. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
Well,
that was a short one
a
on
short
death.
one about death, and
Enjoy. I mean, not look forward to dying. Well, I do. Well, I don't. I'm here, but I don't mind dying, and I live
no,
every day like it's
same
the
here. I
only day.
mean, there's a lot of this, a lot of this stressy part about it, or lot of the scary part about it that has, I feel, has left me, and it's very funny that because kids are always also very very curious about death, and I feel that we have actually quite a natural way of talking about it. Maybe
Mm,
that's also because in the family I was always the guy, everybody else was like, oh my God, his wife just died. What am I gonna say? And I would take it, I would say, I can call him. Or her
mm,
husband just died, and everybody would
mm,
always turn to me and say, Can't you call and just
mm,
send our condolences and talk to him for
mm,
a while? You're good at that." So
mm.
it's
Yeah,
become like sort of my yeah, my thing. I don't know.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't. I never got scared about that. And actually, I always found it very interesting that when I call people that had like that experience of somebody just dying that was close to them, we'd always end up laughing and in a way celebrating actually that life, right?
Mm,
Remembering the good stuff,
mm,
and
mm,
in some way, it
mm,
would be a light conversation. Actually, it never really is a heavy one because
But it
people
is
are
for most.
open.
That's the
Yeah, it
point.
is. It is, but it's also this. I think people are actually open because it's like it's such a deep. It hits you so deep that actually you go to a place in your, in your soul where you're not very often in daily life, right?
No.
So in that way, it actually also opens the communication in that place is like very different to communication
Mm,
other times in life.
Yeah,
So
true,
yeah, that's what I
true.
find, anyways. Shall we leave it here?
We will leave it here for now.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
All
Yes,
right.
yes.
So
Yes.
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Or
Yes,
yeah,
we
hear
will.
you on the next one, whatever. Ta-ta.
Toodaloo.